Well, folks, the Supreme Court just greenlit Greg Abbott's zealous thirst for terrorizing brown people. Oh, the bigots must be positively tickled. Well, the scoop is Senate Bill 4 was passed at the end of 2023 as part of a package of immigration and border security bills. Senate Bill 4 allows local Texas police to arrest undocumented immigrants. It allows local judges to order a migrant to return to Mexico, even if that migrant isn't from Mexico. Because that makes so much sense, right? The American Civil Liberties Union of Texas and other entities filed a lawsuit challenging SB4 on the grounds that it would lead to racial profiling of Texans, and because immigrant enforcement is the responsibility of the federal government, not individual states. The U.S. Department of Justice later filed a separate lawsuit, and the two lawsuits were consolidated. Implementation of the law was temporarily blocked by a U.S. district judge, but the Supreme Court denied a request to keep the law blocked while the appeals process plays out. Of course, the Supreme Court couldn't do anything to encourage the Republicans to pass the bipartisan border deal that was largely negotiated by their very own super conservative James Langford, right? You know, the deal the Republicans tanked after Orangina Schlumper McPhee told them to. But now SCOTUS has offered America a whole new chapter to the dystopian Republican novel that's playing out across the country. Instead of showing America that bipartisanship can indeed result in change by passing the border legislation they crowed for ad nauseum, Republicans are going to give a little preview of what a Trump administration would do nationwide. We're going to see legal American citizens racially profiled by local cops who have no training at all in determining whether a person is in this country legally. No big deal. They'll figure it out. I'm sure Texas cops are totally soft and gentle when acting out their unconscious biases against non-whites. And what's the harm in doing due diligence? Always good to be sure, right? American citizens being traumatized just because Texas cops have a hunch is a small price to pay for a political win. And even if the brown folks are American citizens wrongly targeted, well, they're not really as American as the white folks. You know how that works, especially in Texas. It's funny, though, because Arizona tried to do the same thing about a decade ago with SB 1070, aka the Show Me Your Papers bill. Yeah, that law terrorized a whole lot of Arizonans. People protested and the law was challenged in court, and wouldn't you know it, the Supreme Court ruled it largely unconstitutional. Why? Because Washington's immigration performance or lack thereof did not justify states taking matters into their own hands. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a justice, I'd probably say to myself, this problem can be fixed with federal legislation that Republicans have poo-pooed for Papa Schlump. If states get the idea they can usurp federal powers in anything, not just immigration, well, that might lead the country into a bit of a pickle. Because we all know some of these red states like Texas fancy themselves as all-knowing and all-powerful, as is the common sentiment among patriarchy pricks like Republican lawmakers, especially the ones with a supermajority. Phew, there's no stopping those man-children. Well, as you might expect, the three liberal justices dissented. I think we can assume they're living in pure hell at this point. The dissent reads, the court gives a green light to a law that will upend the long-standing federal-state balance of power and sow chaos. To which Texas said, score! Mission accomplished! And chaos is certain because after SCOTUS hit the on button, the Mexican government said it would not under any circumstance accept any of the migrants kicked out by Texas. Yeah. One last thing, folks. Hispanic Texans make up 40.2% of the population. 40.2% of the population in Texas just had their status downgraded from citizen to, well, we're not sure. Show me your papers. One thing's for sure. If Greg Abbott stays on brand, we will start to hear horrific stories coming out of Texas. And I hope when the law is ruled unconstitutional, the people who are unfairly targeted sue the shit out of Texas. And when Trump loses and the House and Senate go to Dems and a border package is passed that includes less of the border stipulations Republicans wanted, I hope Greg Abbott and all the Republicans vying for Fox News spots in which they're throttling brown people to titillate the base choke on their own bigotry. That's what I hope. Well, SCOTUS and Greg Abbott and Texas bigots, have the day you deserve. Yeah.